Hi guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Hasbro Transformers Masterpiece Prowl MP-04, or in the Takara numbering this would be MP-17. Now there's a little bit of a backstory behind why I ended up with the Hasbro version of this Masterpiece figure. All of my other figures are Takara versions, but for this guy, I first bought the knockoff version of Prowl, and it was really good. And you can watch my knockoff video to kind of see what were some of the differences. But what happened with that figure is the joints were just a little too loose, and there were some QC issues. So when I saw Prowl at Toys R Us, I decided, let's pick them up and replace my kind of not perfect knockoff version of Prowl. Now, this guy isn't without flaw either. He's better, definitely better than the knockoff version, but he also has some problems. I'll talk about that. But let's first start with the box. This is the Hasbro style box. It's fairly simple. It's got this little sleeve here. It doesn't really come off. It's kind of taped on, or something stops it from coming off, but basically it's got a picture of the figure and the vehicle mode. In the back it shows him coming out of the Optimus Prime trailer. It's got his weapon mounted on the hood and then in his hand. That's really about it for the box. There's really not much here. I mean, this side you've got sort of a description of Masterpiece Prowl, and then his statistics, or his stats on his strength there, tech specs. Now, I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed with the way Hasbro has done their boxes. And on the bottom you kind of have all the warnings and some of the offerings for the app that works with Transformers. I mean, it really has nothing to do with Masterpiece. So, I mean, not a great box. It's kind of simplest, but here's where the thing really falls apart. Oh, sorry, let me take this out of the way. This box is, I would say, at least 50% empty, maybe even 60% empty. It's just empty space all around. When you open this box, you end up kind of disappointed, because from the outside it looked like there was a lot more, and then you get it and the figure's a little tiny guy with a gun, and that's it. There's nothing else in the box. This didn't even come with shoulder cannons or really anything extra, and it's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of a disappointment to open the box and get this. But that's what you get. You also get the instruction booklet. Again, this is far inferior to the Takara version of the instructions. I mean, just the coloring. I mean, first of all, it's black and white. On both sides, it's black and white. There is no real description or anything. There's just pictures. Even the animation here is kind of crappy. I mean, it's all right, but compared to Takara, this is a serious downgrade. What's worse is this thing doesn't come with a trading card or a collector's card. All of the Takara versions come with a collector's card. This one doesn't. So you're left with these crappy instructions. I don't know. Again, another disappointment for the Hasbro version. But without further ado, we'll move on to the figure. Now here he is, Masterpiece Prowl. I do really think this is a good quality figure overall. There aren't any major problems. There's some minor ones. I'll talk about those. In robot mode, he does have some nice tight joints. All of the joints, I mean, he's not floppy at all. You can see he's pretty solid here. Even these shoulder cannons, which are sometimes floppy on the Takara version, are pretty tight. So he does have tight joints. There's nothing really loose. and I like that. You know, I think that's good. What the problem was, his gun. You know, his gun doesn't fit in the hand. This is a classic problem with the Nissan mold. Is for whatever reason, the tabs on the gun, and here I'm trying to show it here, does not fit well in the hand. Now we'll try this hand here, just for demonstration purpose. If you try to put it in out of the box, it's either too loose, so you kind of see, I mean, it does fit, but it's not tight. And when I first got it, it actually didn't even fit. It kind of popped out. Now that's not too bad. It does stay. But compared to some of the other Masterpiece figures, this guy, his gun doesn't fit well. So I had to shave off the tab on the gun, and that's unfortunate that, you know, the quality control on this guy, at least for the gun portion, wasn't great. You know, it could have been better. Now that's about it for. I mean, the gun does transform, and we'll show this off in vehicle mode. It's good paint and stuff, but even this, you know, it does have some, you know, glue here, and it's not perfect for a non-KO version. This isn't impressive, but good enough. The figure itself, you know, really no paint overspray or you know, errors. It is slightly better than the Takara version as far as paint is concerned, and also tightness of joints. That's the reason I even got it. Is, you know, you couldn't do that with the Takara version. By the way, if you want to know the difference, the Hasbro version says right here, Hasbro SA, and it's got this CE. The Takara version does not have that. It's got a Tomy kind of written here. It doesn't have the black letters. But this is basically it. You know, really good posability. You know, I think the Nissan mold is one of the best designed figures that Takara came out with. And yes, I'm going to give Takara credit for designing this. Hasbro basically just copied what Takara made. He does have, you know, a ball joint. Well, I guess it's on a swivel, and it does rotate all the way and up and down, so you can get him looking up there. These are also articulated. I am not a big fan of the stock cannons, so I did get these. These came with the KO. This really, you know, improves the look. I'll just put it on here just to show you. These do not come with the Hasbro version, but incredible improvement in the look of the bot mode with these attached. I think I don't know why Hasbro didn't include these. The Takara version, it was a Amazon Japan special, and also for the knockoff version, they actually just gave you those for free. So that's how I end up getting these. Is my knockoff version, I basically got a free pair of these. So, you know, it's disappointing that Hasbro can't fill any space in that box with something extra like this. So anyway, I'm going to take these off because these aren't really part of the figure, but I recommend anyone who's getting this figure really should get these. Sort of incomplete without this. These also work in vehicle mode. I'll show that off when we get to vehicle mode. So you do have, you know, amazing range of motion in the arm. It's a full 360 swing. You've got a double jointed elbow here. You've got hands that's open. There are no separately articulated fingers, although they're molded to look like the pointer finger is separate, but it's really one piece. It does hold the gun, but like I said, there's an issue with the tab. But really lots of movement. You also have on the legs, you got these side skirts that kind of go up. The leg will go up like that, so he can do a split. And it's got a rotation. You got a bend at the knee. Again, a double jointed. Based on the transformation, you got a double jointed knee. You have articulation at the foot. You got swivel, and you've got, you know, a rocker. So you really can get some great poses with this thing. They did a great job with this mold. I think this is one of the favorite molds as far as the Autobot cars are concerned. So that's about it. I mean, he does have, he also has articulation in these little wings as doors here. Those can be kind of adjusted if you like them out like that, or if you like them up like kind of like that. I think that's the best look, kind of angled up and out. But yeah, he really has a lot of mobility and posability. So that's about it for robot mode. He doesn't have a lot of kibble on the back. You know, I think this looks really good. It's really one of those figures where it looks good all the way around. You could probably have a little bit of gaps in the bottom of the feet and the legs, but that's a small price to pay for the posability and the look of the front of the legs. So anyway, that's about it for robot mode. We're gonna get him transformed to vehicle mode, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back from transforming. This figure really did fit together a lot better than the knockoff version. It really rolls really smoothly, you know, nothing touching the ground. Definitely a better quality figure than the knockoff. So, you know, if you watch my knockoff video, I do say, you know, it's pretty good for the money. You're paying less than half the price, but now that I have the Hasbro version, it's definitely better quality. It fits very well together. It's tight. You know, it comes together very, very smoothly. One of the issues on the knockoff was these wheels didn't quite sit flush, so sometimes when you roll, it would hit the bottom and not roll. But this one is really almost perfect. Now, this is the first time I'd actually transformed it to vehicle mode since I got the figure to replace my knockoff, but it does work perfectly. Now we do have the gun here. You know, you have to actually flip the rear part out there, and then you have this little tab, and that just basically slides in to the police lights there. Let's get it in properly. It's a pretty tight fit, so you gotta give a little bit of force. Wow, okay, and there you go. Now you can angle this up. It does fit quite well. You know, it's a well done figure. This is actually much tighter than the knockoff version, but it looks good. I really like this figure. I think they did a good job. Now we'll bring in the cannons. These are the KO cannons, but they do actually work in vehicle mode. If you look on the side here, there are slots, and those are actually meant for this. You know, they do fit in here. Some people might think that looks a little weird, but there you go. I don't remember him having these in the G1 cartoon, but you can mount them, and they do actually fit. And there you go. Overall, I think, you know, the Hasbro version is definitely nicer than the KO version. Obviously, the KO is the cheapest of the three versions, then the Hasbro version, and then finally the Takara version is the most expensive. But for the price, I do believe the knockoff version is still the best version. It gives you all the same features, plus you get these shoulder cannons or side cannons. You know, and these definitely add to the figure, the playability of the figure. But the Hasbro version alone, I would say, is probably second as far as, or sorry, third as far as you know, what you're getting for your money. The main reason I'm saying that is you don't get the collector's card, you don't get the cannons, and the instruction manual is not so great. The box is kind of very simple and not impressive. So if I had to choose, I'd probably choose the KO version first and just hope that I get a good one, and then second probably the Takara version. So anyway, that's about it for this figure. I really do, appreciate the fact that Hasbro is starting to produce some of the Takara figures. I think they're actually going to be making the Starscream figure, which would be great for people who didn't want to shell out $200 for the Starscream figure. So if that does come out, I will be selling my Takara version and trying to get the Hasbro version. This one, I do think it's good. This was $70 at Toys R Us. The Takara version was available anywhere between $75 and $100, depending where you bought it and what time you bought it. But for the money, I would probably say the Takara version was definitely, a little bit better than this. There is one more little feature here, and that is the headlights are supposed to pop off. They're probably extremely tight, so they're pretty tough to get off here. Well, maybe they don't come off. Okay, on the knockoff version, and I know the Takara version, they both do come off. But this is definitely good quality. I just feel like they skimped on a few things as far as what you get with the figure. Anyway, that's it, guys. Definitely, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, or leave me some comments in the section below. The next figure will be MX-1 Apollyon. This video is supposed to be that review, but they've delayed that figure several times. Now it's delayed until May. I am not getting a test shot of that figure, so I'll be getting the production version, and I will review that production version as soon as I receive it. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.